Due to proposed changes to Labour Bill and Zim Court to hear urgent application to delay elections. I'm Nebo Shangela with this news update. The DA will today propose urgent changes to the Labour Relations Amendment Bill. Parliament is expected to debate the bill in the National Assembly. The party says the ruling ANC has made a last-minute U-turn in Parliament's Labour Committee on key provisions that had already been agreed to and approved at the consultative body NEDLAC. The committee recently rejected a proposal that workers should vote on whether to strike or not. It also called for temporary employment to last no longer than 3 months in an effort to restrict labour brokers. Dear Parliamentary Leader Lindwe Mazibuko says the current amendments will fuel job losses.
In Parliament, we are going to be moving a number of amendments on the floor of Parliament using a provision in the rules that enables us to do so. And we hope very much that the National Assembly will send these bills back to the committee and enable the committee to deliberate further and with more thought and more time on these bills in order to make sure that we don't pass legislation that's going to kill jobs in South Africa.
Zimbabwe's Constitutional Court is expected to hear an urgent government application today to delay elections to August 14. President Robert Mugabe's government is applying for a 2-week extension on the court's July 31st deadline following pressure from regional leaders at a weekend SADC summit. While Mugabe has been pushing for early polls, his coalition partner and rival Prime Minister Morgan Tsvangirai wants the vote delayed to allow time to implement reforms. Tsvangirai is expected to file a response to the Justice Minister's application for an extension. Zimbabwean pro-democracy activist Love Momaduku.
The application that was filed by Minister Chinamasa is one of the worst applications that have ever been made in this country. It was shoddy. It was It was very, very half committed. What he was mandated to do was to bring to the Constitutional Court the predicament of the Zimbabwean government. He has filed an application himself, and he has made Prime Minister and Professor Ncube respondents. He has filed this application clearly with an intention that this application must fail. But we are approaching the Constitutional Court because we are now allowed to do that because the Prime Minister is the respondent in this matter, and we will put facts right.
President Jacob Zuma has rejected suggestions that the South African government made a poor decision by deploying soldiers to the Central African Republic. He was answering questions in Parliament. Earlier this year, 13 South African soldiers were killed in a battle with the then rebels in the CAR, while 2 more soldiers died later from their wounds. President Zuma says the SNDF soldiers were not well armed because they were not deployed for combat, but to train other soldiers.
There were no poor decisions taken on the matter of the Central African Republic. No poor decisions. Very proper procedures of establishing relationship with countries were followed. And the matter was, our soldiers were there to do the training. They were not going there for a war. They were there for training, to train the soldiers of that country. That was the arrangement.
And Western Cape police remain on high alert at Wellesley near Kraaifontein after escorting foreign shop owners out of the area. The shop owners say they fear for their lives after their shops were looted and burned. Unrest at Wellesley began on Tuesday as a protest when vandals severely damaged RDP houses, alleging the beneficiaries do not belong in that area. Police have arrested 5 people. Western Cape MEC for Safety and Security, Dan Plato.
I do not believe that we're dealing here with xenophobia. I think it is criminality. Criminal elements have seen some gap for them to enter. They have done that successfully, and the police are dealing with those criminal elements. I think we need to be very careful if 1 or 2 foreign national shops are looted, that we come to the conclusion that there is now full-scale xenophobia underway. And currently, I want to say it is not the case.